Let's broaden the story of the 1,031 people who were reported killed in June 2021 alone by speaking with communications experts Jude Chidi Omeje, who is joining me via phone from Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC News at 1. It's so disturbing to have read the security report that diverse security incidences in June alone, ranging from armed attacks, armed clashes, mob violence, social upheavals to violent crimes, so on and so forth. One begins to wonder if this total number of attacks in June alone is recorded is pegged at 1,031. You begin to wonder what happens in other months and how has the government been tackling this issue of insecurity in Nigeria?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Without doubt, the country has really gone through a lot this past months. We've seen a number of attacks from across the country. In the northeast, you see the terrorist attacks. You see in the northwest, you have the bandits. I don't know if they're still bandits, but I think they're more classified as terrorists. Then, of course, in the north central, the same thing, same violent crime across board. In the southeast, of course, even today we heard that the so-called unknown gunmen struck again today. And the southwest is not better. Everywhere is crisis across board. To me, it calls for unity of purpose now. This is no longer a government issue. It has to be, it has what we call all of a national approach in dealing with matters like this. Time has come where everybody has to own this situation. We have to find a way out of this terrible situation that the country has found itself. We can't continue like this because no country develops under this atmosphere of crisis, insecurity to the level we are seeing in this country. So it's really worrisome. And I urge the government to find a way around it. That government, the whole essence of government is to provide security and welfare of the people. So if that is not done, then it means that the whole essence of governance has failed. So I really feel bad for our country, and I am optimistic really that despite of this, we are still going to surmount this crisis.
Well, the issue of insecurity in the country is beginning to take ethnic dimensions. People are beginning to mutually suspect themselves. The Yoruba being pitted against the Fulani, farmer-header crises, and so on and so forth. And this is a country where we have diverse cultures, we have different tribes. So what do you think can really be done by the people themselves, apart from the government? The government has a lot of things to do, of course, but then the leaders of each communities talk about different states and so on, so that we'll have a common ground and fight the scourge of insecurity in Nigeria.
I like the question. And the question answered itself. You know, the time has come, like I said before, for Nigerians to see what's happening as a serious existential challenge that we must get out of. We can't continue to operate in this level of brute and horrible attacks across the board. It's no longer time for us to dwell in our ethnic bubbles or ethnic religious bubbles. It's a time for us to unite as a country. It's a time for us to put aside every other thing and work towards finding a way out of this crisis. Like I said before, no country grows, no country develops, no country finds things in such situations. While other countries are talking about how they're going to improve their healthcare, to improve their education, improve their infrastructure, we're talking about how to keep their life. It's terrible, and I think that those who are taking the embers of tribalism and ethnicity and whatnot are not doing us any good, because we're not going to be. You can't live alone. Nobody's going to be an island in this country. We have to work together. We have to live together. Our country, the strength of this country ought to be our diversity. It shouldn't be a problem. Our diversity should not be our problem. It should rather be the strength. So So we have to be able to manage this diversity. We have to be able to live outside the bubble of ethnicity and religion or region or politics or geography or whatever, to look towards how to have a cohesive, strong country that is able to surmount this crisis. It is surmountable, but there has to be unity of purpose, sense of purpose to be able to get out of this terrible situation that we find ourselves.
Well, I'm afraid we would like to actually talk about this more, but then we are out of time. Thank you so much for talking to us, communications experts, Jude Chidi Omeje. Thank you so much for speaking with TVC News.